Where do you get your inspiration and ideas for your drawings? That's what we'll talk about in this video. My name is Andy. I'm a fine artist. So getting into the subject, ideas. Well, I like animals, and so I tend to start with the choice of choosing the animal I want to draw. Recently, over the past few years, I've been really focusing on these kind of dark scenes with, or visibly dark scenes with light and shadows and lights coming maybe from different directions, somewhat uh, whimsical scenes. And so I'll choose the animal. Uh, from there, I say I want to have the light coming maybe from the left side or whatnot. And then I'll say, well, what do I want? This to be outdoor scene, probably maybe a forest. I'll choose if I want foliage. If I want maybe water. What's the main color? What's the overall kind of color that I'm going for, the vibe? Is it, do we have glowing lights or is the light coming from off of the scene? And I'll go from there. And that's really how I start out. And like I said, I start with an animal. Um, the reason I love animals is because they can be our friends, they can be um, our little companions. And since I was young, since I was a kid, I've I've loved animals and having pets. I've always had pets. Right now I have my small reef aquarium and I have my kitty, my Bengal curly cat. At times I've done drawings where I'll draw like a city scene or a cityscape, and in those cases I'll kind of think about what I want to be happening in the scene. If what's the story, what's happening, what are people doing. Um, I'll try to think about where the city is, and I'll think about inspiration from my life and from cities I've been to, the feelings I get when I'm there, what the activity that I've seen. So just from observation. Well, there have been a few drawings I've done where I've drawn people. I don't draw very many people, but I have done some. And I had this one on my phone that I saw on, it was a portrait of a girl, and I'd had it saved on Instagram for a while, and I said one day I want to draw that, but at that time uh, I didn't feel like I had my skill level was at the level it needed to be to draw that. So I left it, and years later uh, I came back and I went in and drew it and developed it into my own thing. I got the inspiration from that photograph. And I tend to save a lot of pictures on Instagram and pictures of animals or people's portraits of faces, and gather ideas, gather maybe scenes of lighting or uh, of sunsets that I like. Just I go on Instagram a lot of times. Other people I know go on Pinterest and uh, do a lot of gathering of ideas there. I have this one lady that was my art student that's always on Pinterest and saving pictures, and she does a lot of her drawing. So yeah, that's my thoughts on where I get my inspiration. Hope it was helpful. If it was, be sure to leave a thumbs up, or if you didn't like it, leave a thumbs down, whatever. Take care. See you in the next video.